This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Incentivizing Purchase Frequency, 5 Ways to Grow Your Business. This is session 4 in the series presented by me, Mona Eckhard, Salon Business Coach for Salons by JC. Thank you for joining, and let's get started with this webinar. Salon professionals, before you get your clients comfortable with spending more, you first have to get them comfortable with spending more often. The more your clients open up their wallets and show you the money and then hand over the money, the better off you and your business will be. Sure, the amount of money they spend during each transaction is important, but increasing their purchase frequency should be one of your main goals. When you do that, you'll end up creating more opportunities to sell and sell more often to your repeat clients. Now, there are a number of ways to get your clients to buy from you more often, but let's focus on the 3 of the most effective and efficient ways you can accomplish that goal. Number 1 is staying in touch. We'll talk about what that entails. Number 2 is providing additional value. And number 3 is incentivizing consistency. And we'll talk a lot more about that. Let's start with number 1, staying in touch. When you will reach out to the client, how you will reach out to them, and what you will offer them when you reach out to them. So let's say, for example, if you are a hairstylist and after completing a new highlighting service for your client, you might choose a specific time to, in between that client's retouch service, to offer a gloss treatment to freshen up that client's color. You might also offer them a percentage off of that service. Here's a side note. Be sure to stress that the offer is time sensitive. It has an expiration date to create a sense of urgency on your client's part. And your goal here is to get a yes, to book the service, and to move on to your next strategy or next step. And that is to provide additional values. And the key takeaway here is to separate them, and this will raise client value as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. So in that same example, you can sweeten the deal with an additional value, such as a complimentary after-gloss sealer or a conditioning treatment. And the key is to communicate these additional value services separately, which raises the client value perception of receiving more than what they're paying for. So, for example, when you choose to contact Miss Client before her retouch service, you might say, Miss Client, I would love for you to come in and receive a fabulous offer to keep those highlights looking bright and fresh before your next retouch service. I'm offering 30% off of this highly recommended refresh service. What day would you like to book with me? Miss Client might respond, okay, that sounds great. How about Tuesday at 3? And you might respond, that works great, Miss Client. And for booking that service, I will add a complimentary conditioning treatment to keep your hair healthy and vibrant. In this example, I kept the services separate, which further raised the client value experience. So I didn't say, Miss Client, I would love for you to come in for this highly recommended refresh service. I'm offering a free complimentary conditioning treatment. I'm also offering 30% off. I'm also offering the kitchen sink. I know that's dramatic, but you're throwing too many things at once. So the object here is to add that client value experience as they respond to your strategic effort to get them in between color services and um, book that appointment and raise their purchase frequency from there. So that leads us to the next strategy after patiently offering and separating those additional values as you engage with your client. And the third area is incentivize consistency. And you might do that through a loyalty program. But before we get into some ideas about loyalty programs, the goal again is to increase your clients' purchase frequency. Not necessarily drastically, but ever so slightly. And also, the goal is to make them comfortable with increasing that amount of business that they do with you. You definitely don't want to bombard them with excessive marketing messages and offers that promote products or services that are unrelated to their purchase history. Or you don't want to require them to completely change their purchasing habits in exchange for an incentive or reward. These are forceful tactics that will be ineffective, and at worst, they may backfire and cause certain customers to just no longer do business with you altogether because no one wants to feel sold to. So we always want to keep that client value in mind. So you might consider a simple punch card method, as well as utilizing the promotions and special features on your booking app to help you keep track of purchase frequency data, to help you analyze and improve upon what works and what doesn't in your efforts to increase purchase frequency. So the buy five, six one free punch card concept, for example, triggers reward motivated behavior. So, fun fact here, psychologists have long studied the theory of motivation. Incentives are predictable because people usually pursue their self interest and will change their behavior to accommodate those interests. In short, incentives like the buy five, get one free equals predictable behavior to reach the reward. So the mind says prize after five, which means I'm going to buy until I get there. It's good to know, right? There is a psychological component to incentivizing our clients, especially our return clients. And that means that the mind will work towards getting that prize in order to feel as if there's a sense of accomplishment for that reward motivated behavior. So the goal here is to determine the most effective way to get your individual clients to nudge their own spending boundaries just a little bit more with your strategic influence and effort. So this should be done subtly and with such finesse that they don't even notice. As long as the value you provide outweighs their increased spending from their perspective, they will be more than happy to pay a little more often. And we continue to make adjustments in our changing industry and environment, particularly with product sales. You have had to adjust your client volume in the past months to ensure safety guidelines are met and that you're focusing on the quality of your services as a whole. You've had a lot to do in these past few months. The good thing is that there are so many ways to make your business work better in such unpredictable times and circumstances. So, consider solutions like adopting a direct clientship service as it relates to retail. There are so many possibilities here where you can directly ship a product to a client. Everything is done professionally and discreetly as far as your commissions for those sales. And this can be set up seamlessly and still meet the needs of the clients, even if they're not in the salon with you. So it's a really great workaround to continuing to maintain and build revenue through retail sales. Contact us at the corporate office for more information about Salons by JC partners who can guide you through the process of finding out the right service for you with regard to retail. You can also look for more information on our blog or podcast platforms. Because when we dive deeper into keeping our clients engaged with your brand and what you have to offer as it relates to retail, having them provide a product review is the next step there as far as engagement. This means that they've had a positive experience with you and your brand, which makes them more likely to refer other people to you. Other good clients will come through those doors based on word of mouth. That's a win-win all the way around. And the engagement continues. Getting customers to continue engaging with and purchasing from you provides additional opportunities for you to get to know as much as you can about them, from their shopping and purchasing habits to their overall needs and desires in the self care and wellness space. Not to mention, clients will happily pre book for a follow up service the more engaged they are. So you might even consider providing an incentive to pre book, perhaps once or twice a year, do a giveaway. Give away something big like a full treatment service or a gift certificate that may be used both for services and retail. Clients will get excited by this opportunity to engage in pre booking and rebooking with you a great deal more. Improving that engagement is key. Now, incentivizing purchase frequency, of course, drives sales, but collecting data from incentive programs minimizes time wasted on less effective incentive programs. We don't have time to waste time because time is money and time is effort. You double down with what works, and that means that time and effort is well spent. So, increasing purchase frequency has obvious benefits and lots of hidden benefits that can positively affect your business in ways that are much more far reaching with good planning and implementation. The main thing is you will be able to collect a ton of information on them based solely on the quality of their engagements with your brand. And the more invested and engaged a customer is, the more likely they will want to provide feedback of any kind for you. That further enhances their experience with you and your brand moving forward. Can you say brand loyalty? Yes, brand loyalty is super important. The more engagement, the more positive feedback, the more brand loyalty is developed. Now, this wouldn't be a webinar with your business coach if we didn't take a moment to just check in on our mindset. Don't forget to check your mindset. Remember, the person that says, hey, I can definitely make this work and grow my business. And the person that says, this will never work to grow my business are both right. Words are powerful, and growing your business requires strategic thinking and an open mindset. You'll hear that from me often. So, this has been a short and sweet webinar, and I thank you for joining today. Know that we are believing in your success, and I look forward to some great success stories from you in the near future. Remember, you're on your own, but you're never alone. If you have questions and concerns, reach out to us. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again for joining.